Okay, I am here for a lunchtime sculpt. I gave myself a vacation the last 2 days. Didn't realize how much I had been burning the candles at both ends, to tell you the truth. So, last night I was in bed by 8 o'clock. It's crazy because I'm never in bed like that. But I was really tired and had underestimated how much rest I needed. So now we're getting back to it. And this is still, it's been covered up the whole time. She's been covered up the whole time. So it's really at the perfect, the clay is in the perfect condition for me to go in and get to sculpting. All right, so two things I now got to go ahead and get together. It's going to require a lot of slip because I want to make sure that these pieces interlock very solidly, and that when it starts shrinking and pulling away, that it is so solidly connected that it's not going to get a chance to pull away from itself. So I am lathering this on thick, because I need these pieces joined. I do not need to see them cracking after I think I'm nearing completion. So we are caking it on right now. Because I'm gonna have to really push this clay up and join it. And then probably tonight I'll come back and really work on the head, the hair. An area there that's going to need more clay. I'm probably just going to go ahead and put that on now. Still have to be careful with this because even though it's been really fortified and all of this clay has been built up around the neck, a lot of that clay is going to get carved away or scraped away, and it'll be vulnerable all over again. So I have to make sure that I'm not doing anything that's going to present cracks beneath the surface where I can't see it, and then, you know, it starts drying, and the next thing you know, it's a problem. So taking care of all of that now, and hopefully doing it in the right way. And even though I'm pushing this down onto it so lightly, I'm not even squeezing. These fingers are just bracing. I'm only applying the pressure using my thumb. And I'm getting better at that. It was very difficult for me to control that because my mind just made sure that my fingers were working of one accord in tandem. You know, it was so hard for me to do this and keep that braced. I wanted to do this. So hopefully you get what I mean by that. And that makes it difficult because when you just need to use something as a brace and a barrier to keep it from going too far, you don't need your fingers, nor do you want your fingers moving in tandem. You just want to be doing that. You don't want to be doing this. You don't want to be doing that. And that's difficult for me. And it's a coordination thing that probably comes very naturally to y'all, but it requires a lot more concentration from me, like a lot more. So that's where we are with it. I need to make some deep grooves in here. I'm making it so deep that the clay is splaying outward, and that is perfectly fine. Because what has to happen is that this is going in here. I can cut off the excess later. I'm going to hold her right back here, and I'm going to push up and wriggle. Push up and wriggle. I'm refortifying an area that I don't feel confident with, and making it slab-like. I can cut into it later and create far more curvature than it has right now. But I need to also make sure that it's solidly joined. And this is all guesstimation. I'm way too new to this to be having you think that I'm speaking with any measure of experience beyond what I'm doing in this moment with this particular piece. I'm figuring it out as I go and hoping for the best. So far, my kiln rate success has been astounding for me. Nearly everything with the exception of the first casualty that we had, which was a piece that had been sitting out drying for about 9 months, and the front part of the face exploded completely off. I can't imagine that after it's sitting that long that it was a moisture issue. I feel like that definitely should have been bone dry. So now the debate is, even if your piece is bone dry and it has an air pocket, is it going to explode on you? And I have to assume at this point that the answer is yes, based on that piece. So with all of this that I'm doing here, I have to assume now that if there's an air pocket in here and I'm not solidly compacting this, that I'll find out when the explosion occurs, And that would suck, but it just is what it is, Every accomplished sculptor told me, sculptor, told me, don't fall in love with the piece until it comes out of the kiln, because you really don't know what's going to happen. And if you get locked in, you're going to be real depressed if anything goes wrong. So, definitely taking that to heart. And I just felt like the world would end if something exploded. Because, come on, you put so much into it. But I don't have the same anxiety about it as I used to. Like, not at all. And maybe that's because it hasn't happened to a piece that I was so sprung on. Like Three Sisters, One Fro, let's say. Or, the second installment in Three Sisters, One Fro. Everything that, I've really been attached to has come out of the kiln safely. Crap, y'all. You know what? I do not have enough clay to keep going. I have clay. I got plenty of clay. I've got 50 pounds of clay. The problem is I never opened up that bag. And to try to do it now with so little time, because all I'm doing right now, guys, is sculpting during my lunch break, my lunch hour. And by the time I open up that bag, cut off the slice that I need from that bag, and get resituated to continue, my little lunch hour is going to be done. So that doesn't make any sense for me to do that. So I might as well do something I can rock with this little amount of time. And all that amounts to is stirring up my little bowl of slip, putting a little more water in it because it's drying out some, and cleaning off my desk. So I'm going to spray her a little more before I cover her back up. So yeah, I'm running low on slip, as you can see, and that's not a problem. I'll go and crush out some clay using the rolling pin when I get home tonight. Make this a nice full bowl again. And that's only going to take a few minutes, but not the minutes that I have right now. I don't want that. All right, now. All right, I'm not even gonna rock this as one video by itself because it's too little happening right here. So when I do my editing, I'll join this video to the one that I'll have ready for you this evening. Let's put that away. Push her back out of the way so that I can clean this table a little more. Have it looking nice and pretty when I get home. Because that's very much a psychological thing, to be able to come in and feel like everything's set up and ready. Let's get this table returned to its beautiful blackness. And I've also got to work on, tonight I want to work on the other freestyle piece that I started from the block. Because she's been sitting for a while and I haven't gone in and really started detailing her like I planned to. Ooh, this towel has had enough. It's like, listen, baby. You've got more. Just please grab a fresh one for the love of God. But these Viva towels are so freaking resilient, man. You get to use them over and over and over and over until they are just begging for mercy. So I love these bad boys. And I utilize them accordingly. All right. I don't even know what time I stopped talking to you guys. I think it's like... It's 18 minutes now. I've been talking for at least 3. So we're going to go ahead and call it a quick little 15-minute video that was supposed to be longer, but I wasn't working with that sort of time. So as always, thank you for hanging in there with me, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace. All right, earlier I came home for lunch, tried to get some sculpting in. It didn't go well. I really just didn't have enough time because I had not opened up the new block of clay that I had gotten. So by the time that it was going to take me to get the box open, get the clay out, definitely wedge the clay, it just didn't make sense. So I just left it alone. And I said, there's always tonight, and blessings bestowed by the universe have granted me that. So here we are tonight. Now, let me tell you about what blessing is likely not going to be bestowed. That is Three Sisters, One Fro. I'm seeing some areas of cracks. I don't know if you can see that way over there, but yeah, there's a few concerning areas. And all I can do is hope for the best, We're going to see. That was a lot of time spent on that piece. I'm not, real cool with the prospect of it not surviving, but I do know that I love it enough that I'll revisit it. I'll make it again. So there's that. But we're not going to focus on what didn't go right. We're going to focus on what seems to be going right, which is this piece. So I had already wedged a little slab of clay. And now I'm just going to go ahead and make a coil out of this, compacting it really nicely. I'm out of the camera range. I'll try to get into it for you. I don't think I need that big a piece. I'm rolling this down on my cutting board because I have it in my lap right now. You can't see it. It's off the camera. I've got to redo it because for some reason, like with proportions, I struggle at making a simple coil. I don't know why, but it is constant. Same thing I did with the last one. I'll sort of fit the arm down in here. Hold it from here, and I'm going to wriggle and push upward. Pushed upward a little too hard. I'm going to have to fix that area. It's my alignment was off. So that's going to have to be rectified. See right there? That's the perfect place for a sizable air pocket. So I am just going to stuff clay right into there to fill up that crevice that I created. All right, now I'm going with this, and I'm just mushing up and joining. I want a lot of that slip to stay in place. I'm not trying to scrape it too much until I'm at the top. A few cracks happening on the outside. Yes, I know that's not at all an even slice, but that's because I think I may have misjudged in an area where I'm going to have to make it thin, and I'll have to pull it up a little bit more, so I'm not exactly sure where this hand is going to land. I was much more confident with the other one, the other arm and hand. I was getting ready to pull down, but because of the way I joined this, I think it's important that I come up. So I had to switch direction real quick. And just be mindful of how you join things together, what you're trying to achieve, and make sure to think about that so that you don't undo some of your intentions, which is, again, to have these two pieces solidly joined. So because I pushed up, I don't want to start pulling away. because then I'm going against everything that I established and giving opportunity for any areas where I didn't compact the clay well enough for them to, have a clearly defined separation point. And I don't need for them to have a clearly defined separation point. If that's going to happen, it's going to happen, but it shouldn't be because you got sloppy and started working against yourself, or you got rushed, or, just weren't devoting the time and attention that you should to exactly what you're doing, what your goal is, and how you approach things to achieve that goal. Don't undo what you've done until, unless you realize, hey, this just absolutely isn't going to work, and I need to go about it a different way. Nothing wrong with that at all. And clay is a medium that allows you to do that over and over and over again. All right, so liking the look of her, but what I should have done was added more slip up here. So I just thought about it, and I'm going to do that. Pretty thick. I'm going to be adding a generous amount of clay to this area. There's a piece of hair in my clay. I just saw it as I was wiping, and then I think I just wiped it right into the body. But guess what? The fire is going to burn that right on out, so it's no biggie. Now, I want to make sure I get this hair attached, and finessing her neck is the last thing I'm going to do, because I'm going to be working up here, so I don't want to chisel a lot of this neck away only to realize that, hey, you didn't have to do that because the way you have your hair going, her hair going, it's going to cover it, or because I'm still working on her hair, I've chiseled away the neck and I'm putting too much pressure and now I've caused a break in it. So when you see me go in at this neck area, it is really not to chisel away, it is just to press and compact. In the hopes that, I made that connection good and solid. All right, so here we are, still at her arms, and I can go back to hush mode. See, I lost sight of what I was doing. I started dragging down with this tool when, remember, I joined 2 pieces of clay pretty much at what would be considered her elbow at this point. And in order to join that, I pushed up. So I don't want to scrape down at this point because it needs to dry and really, unite before I start making opposing movements. Sorry guys, I gotta block you because I gotta see what I'm doing and I can't see from where I am right now. All right, I think I'm ready to take a break. And I also am supposed to be doing a favor for a friend, and I keep forgetting and putting it off and being my usual selfish self because I am very much a procrastinator and very much selfish, contrary to popular belief. And I don't want to continue to put it off because there is a deadline on this favor that I have to do for my friend. He needs me to look out. I'm definitely going to do that. So while I take the break, I can attend to that. So we're going to clock out right now. I'm not going to clean off the table because I've still got a long way to go. Sorry, guys, that I had to put the magnifying glass in the way, but, I really, really, really could not see what I was doing, and that just wasn't beneficial. And there comes a time when content, as they call it, is going to take the back seat. I don't even like to think of it like that because, honestly, like, content doesn't sit well with me. I'm not an influencer. I'm a sculptor. I'm an artist. So there are going to be times when somebody can't be a part of the process of creating. Not because you don't want them to, just because it's going to mess with your flow and your vibe, and you have to protect that at all costs. So that's what I did. I needed to be able to see, and with what I was working on, I wasn't able to include you in that part, and it's okay, because I know that you'll forgive me. All right, so we're clocking out now at 41 minutes and 47 seconds, right around my usual time. Y'all know how I get down. About an hour in, and then I'm restless, and I need to get up and break away for a little minute. So I've wet this clay up. I'm going to throw it into one of the bags from the studio that my pendants were in, because they're cute, and they're bubble wrapped. And I'll leave her out, because she needs to go ahead and air dry while I take my break and check on this favor from a friend. So I will catch you, I don't know, about a half an hour, something like that. Hope you'll still be there. I'll be here. Peace.